Morning, everyone. Welcome to the MOTS CE webinar, client entry webinar. Today is February 5th, and we finally had a little slush here in Salem, and that's about it, I think, so far. So they keep talking, saying it's going to be a snow day, it's going to be a snow day, but sorry, kids, back to school and everybody else back to work, right? Okay, this event is recorded for those of you who might get called away or think you want to review it again or talk about look into some details that we talked about, or you want to share it with coworkers or other individuals within your organization. It's out there on our website pretty quickly, so we get all the details about that a little later. So welcome everyone. It's a nice and cozy group. We have a nice full agenda. It's a lot of stuff that we've talked about before, but since we're getting closer and closer to switching to a new system, we thought we'd like to revisit a couple of the things that we have talked about and that are really important to us. So as you can see, there's a team, some purpose, Mary's going to talk about basic information. Kayla is going to talk about the go live, and Jody about data cleanup. Kelly then about multi-factor authentication, or MFA as we call it these days. Jody, her standard spiel, you probably have heard it before, but every time she managed to make something a little different, switching from CE to EDI. And Kelly will be talking about the other webinar that we do, the Intro to MOTS and upcoming training. And of course, we leave plenty of room for Q&A. And at the end, we also have a little overview of the basic contact information. And if you have anything while we're talking about something or showing a certain slide, just raise your hand and we'll have somebody keeping an eye on what's happening. And you can probably bring you in right away. Because I always like it to have these meetings a bit interactive, and with the more modern technology, it goes fairly smooth to have people come in and out and talk about the different things. And if you have any questions or if we are not clear, just jump in and hopefully we can answer that question then right away. So, okay, Kelly, a little overview of the MOTS team. There you go. Kayla Camelli, MOTS and Roads System Admin or Product Owner is the new terminology that we've been using. So is Jody, and she's also our EDI technical expert. That means EDI, if anything EDI, call Jody. And Lisa coming up as a junior system admin and climbing up in the ranks. And myself, of course, as senior systems analyst, I've been around all kinds of systems, mainly organ the data environment or behavioral health data warehouse is one of my tasks. But of course, coming from being representative and working in the road system for so many years, I'm heavily involved in the roads development and testing, and a lot of testing to make sure that the new product lives up to the basic standard that we have. So hopefully we'll get there. And then there's Justin, the report specialist. If you have any questions about our data or the data that you guys have put in, talk to Justin, or you can talk to Anna. She's also a MOTS report specialist and a data analyst, and she can help you as well because Justin is a busy guy. So we could try to split it up a little bit if we can. And then, of course, Mary and Cecilia, our support specialist. Whenever you send anything to the help desk for MOTS, they will be the ones, one of them will get back to you as soon as possible and hopefully help you point to the right way or answer the question right there for you. So, and of course, Kelly, our Roads and Compass Program Communication Analyst. That is a nice title, Kelly. She is the one that's putting all these webinars together and make sure that all the communication on our website and the recordings and all the other communication that we have, because we have also a messenger and a newsletter and a couple of different things. So that's all Kelly. So okay, that's a quick overview of the team. And why do we do these webinars? Well, we have been doing them for quite a while, and hopefully we kind of keep doing them. And the other day when we were prepping for this webinar, we talked about the roads webinar coming up. So maybe we're getting to one of the last few MOTS webinars, and then we'll transition hopefully smoothly into the roads webinars. And they are all about providing information, giving you all the questions, answers to the questions that you might have. If there's any changes, if there's new things coming, if there's things that are changing a bit because the legislative body said, okay, we got to move in a certain direction, or with the current federal administration, there's a lot of chaos going on, a lot of changes. So if something happens that we might have to adjust our path to where we're going, we try to communicate that with you as quickly and as accurate as possible. So one of the things that I like to talk about a lot is discuss data issues, and especially data quality. If there's certain things that we notice, certain trends within the data that we um, might wonder, like, is it really going that direction? Then we might bring it back and say, hey, please take a look at this part of the information and make sure that we have it, or we run different reports from different angles and get as much information as we can. Also, a good one is get your feedback. Like I said, if you have any questions, issues, just jump in and let us know. Ideas for future webinar topics. That's also an excellent idea. If you think that certain parts of our systems, of our data, requests that we have are something that you guys struggle with within your organization, and why can't we do it a different way, or can you maybe adjust it in a certain way to make it more easily accessible and understanding for everybody. So, and any questions, like I said, if you have anything, just let us know. Okay, let's go to the next item on the agenda, and that is, has your information changed? Mary, go ahead.
Good morning, everybody. It's particularly helpful if you keep your information up to date. So if your username, you have a P number to get into MOTS. If your email address has changed, maybe your marital status has changed and your last name has changed as well, or who knows, or maybe you you moved to a different agency that also does MOTS. Um, we need to, we would like to know about that. Also, if, for instance, if your agency has email domain change, I know here at the state, uh, at the long time that I've been at the state, my email address domain has changed at least 3 times, I think, since I've been with the state. Um, that's important for us to know. So if you could just email Mott support with any of these kinds of changes happen. And it's particularly important as we're getting ready to transition over to roads, because that information that we have in MOTS is also going to be transferred over to roads. So we would like to have that information as up to date as possible. And so that we have accurate information in order to contact you if we have any questions, or if we need to send newsletters or emails about important changes or information that you need to know about MOTS and later the road system. So thank you, Pete. I'll turn it back to you.
Thank you, Mary. And thanks, Kelly, for getting the agenda up. The next one on the list is, roads go live. Kayla.
It's not spooky, I promise, everybody. I know Pete made it sound a
But
little spooky
it
there.
keeps changing, and is it
It
coming? Is it
does.
coming?
It does. Well, as of right now, we're shooting for March. So Kelly and I and some other MOTS/roads team members are working on getting some providers training situated. So be on the lookout. We will be sending a mass email here to all of our users and anyone on our communications list about when trainings will be, how to sign up for them, and then registration links as well. But there is a strong push to try to be ready to go live in March. So right now, that's what we're that's what we're preparing for. And as we get information and more information about what that means and how to sign up for trainings, we will be pushing that out to everyone. So just keep your eyes open. And then if you have any questions or anything else, feel free to reach out to us. Thanks.
Thanks, Kayla. This March, right? 2025.
That's correct. I hope
Okay,
so.
just kidding. Yes, and that's why it's so important, as Mary mentioned, that your information is up to date, because otherwise we'll be sending out all kinds of different training dates and basic information and login and all kinds of things that we need to make the transition go smoothly, to make sure that we have everybody's current information. So, okay, the next one is Jody. Talk a bit about cleaning up your data.
Excellent. Thanks, Pete. And good morning, everyone. Yes, we kind of wanted to highlight the aspect of cleaning up your data. And you might be like, well, what is clean up my data? Well, with being a client entry user, sometimes you may have clients in there as draft, because you got part of the way through and you're like, oh, goodness, I still have this, that, or the other thing I need to get. So you save it as draft. And sometimes those are easy to kind of, get put in the kind of in the parking lot, and it's good to come back to those and get those completely entered. It's also really important to go in and make sure that you've updated your clients. So if clients have discharged or closed or things like that, then it's really good if you can go in and get those kind of tasks done. And we're saying this before go live just because there's always a learning curve, different things as the new system comes up. And if you've already got things pretty shored up, like everything's pretty clean, pretty current, all good, then your transition into roads will be that much easier because you won't be trying to get all these other tasks done at the same time, because your data, as it is when we go live in MOTS, is going to come all the way over into roads, and you'll be able to have access to all of those things. So real important on getting those things cleaned up as current as possible. If you need help, have questions, or anything like that, please just reach out to us at MOTS Support and our team, and someone will make sure to help you, may get you a report, whatever it is you need as a tool. We'll see what we can do and assist you on that path. So with that, Pete, I'll go ahead and turn it back.
Thank you, Jody. Yes, it's very important to do a good cleanup. Like when you move house and you move to a new one, want to clean the old and the new, so it make everything goes nice and smooth. Okay, MFA, Kelly, you're up next.
That's me. Good morning, everyone. Multi-factor authentication, or MFA, our favorite topic here. Um, I'm sure all of you have encountered MFA with your bank or doctor's office or things like that. So it's just that extra added layer of security that we need to keep information safe. And it has come to our systems here at OHA. So you will need to get configured for MFA. Definitely before roads begins and the roads training, you will need to have that set up. So there are a couple of ways to do that. OIS is offering these wonderful support group sessions and one-on-one sessions. And so that really is the best way to get you set up, is to join one of those. And there's lots of dates available. We have the links here and I'll put them in the chat as well. But to get you connected with that is going to really set you up for success, because you will need that in order to participate in roads trainings. So you will need your P number and UPN, your user principal name, handy to complete this step. And if you don't have that or don't know what that is or can't find it or need some help, please reach out to us and we'll get you that information and get you set up so that you can join one of these groups and get all set up with your MFA. So thanks, Pete.
Thank you, Kelly. I just picked up a nice comment from Justin about the cleanup,
Mm,
that it's very important to check the anomaly reports. And if you never heard of it, great. But if it might be lying around, then there might be some data that might be incomplete, or it might be one of those I don't know, or that should be something that should be updated into more current information. Because if that might transition into the new system, as hopefully we're shooting, of course, that all the business rules are exactly the same, but sometimes things might go in the conversion from one system to another. The cleaner it is, the better it moves around. So if there are certain anomalies, you might want to see if you can get them out of the way, and that would be great. So, and if you've never seen the report, then that's hopefully that maybe that I'm assuming that's great, because then your data and your information is up to the great standard that we're looking for. So, okay, then we go to Jody again, switching from CE to EDI. Go ahead,
Excellent.
Jody.
Yes, as Pete said, this is like a standard staple. So if you are considering going to a new EHR, or a system that you currently have is going to start being able to support you submitting your data instead of through the portal, through interchange, electronic data interchange, EDI, then we have a few things we want to recommend to you. The first one is, please let us know. Notification is great, whether it is a year from now, 6 months from now, 3 months from now, or like you're on a really busy fast track to get it done. Like, we just need to know so that we can allocate enough resources and folks to your transition to make sure it goes smoothly. The next thing are, if you're looking at EHRs and you are, asking, well, does it integrate with MOTS? Does it submit? What we'd recommend, if they haven't already done that, is maybe just ask, please, for a demo. Can you show us what it's like from the time a person comes into our facility until we actually get it submitted to the state? Like, there's many different ways to do it, many different processes, and there's no one way that's better than another. It's just what aligns with your expectations and your organization. So real important there. The project timing, we definitely want to know that, and that's why you letting us know will help us figure that out. We'll get your go live dates, we'll get some things of importance, milestones that we need to pay attention to. Also, the process for switching your data submission. We've been doing this for a while, so it's actually pretty smooth, but we do have a process to take you from the portal entry, right? And when that'll sunset, and when you'll come up with your new electronic file sending. Then we want to make sure we have what's called a secure file transfer protocol set up, like a big old bunch of words there, right? But SFTP or FTP, if you've heard of that. We create a location here on the state servers and infrastructure for you to drop your files off, and MOTS then and Roads will pick them up, process them, and return a what we call a results file to you the next morning. So this is a super important piece of integral to getting your files to us. Client ID considerations are really important. Sometimes when you go to a new system and the way they do their electronic data, their new master client index, or they call them all kinds of different things, but essentially their system generated ID, we might need to update what you had prior if you're still using the same facility. We got many ways to handle that. So we'll talk about all of that. Defining your business processes is kind of on your side, but we put it in here just because we learn a lot of lessons. As Pete said, sometimes this is different, what I say, but we're learning lessons all along the way. And so defining those processes ahead, because there is always typically somebody, even if it's fully automated in a sense, that is responsible for certain things. So it's good to get those identified to know how much time things will take. Testing your files is going to happen for every provider, even if you are going with an EHR that already submits to us. This is because with all of the customization to meet your workflows and your needs and things that each EHR can do for you, we want to make sure that all that mapping, all that customization for you has come over properly into the file. So it'll go quick, don't worry, but we will test at your provider level. Then we're going to go live, which is the exciting part, because then you're going to get actual real results files. You're going to get all kinds of things. And we offer a follow up series, whether that's weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, whatever. Because sometimes once you're actually live, and those are the real results, and like you may have questions, you may want to just touch base with us and make sure all's going good. So we do offer those as well. And we've found through feedback and experience, they're actually really helpful and beneficial. So with that, I will just wrap this up saying if you're going to make a change, the biggest thing is let us know and we will get plugged in and involved to help you make your project a success. So with that, Pete, I'll turn it back.
Thank you, Jody. That was nice and clear as always. Thank you very much. Okay, what else do we have? Oh, the intro to MOTS and upcoming training. Kelly.
Hi there. Yes, we have some upcoming training. Next week on Wednesday, we have an Intro to MOTS webinar, and that is for new providers or people that just want a refresher course on MOTS. We're continuing these sessions even though we're getting really close to roads going live, just to make sure that everyone is feeling really supported. And if you have any questions or need extra help on something, we want to make sure that we are available for that. So this might be the last one we hold ever. So if you are interested in that, please join us. That is on Wednesday, February 12th, and it's from 10 to 11. And then, as Kayla was talking about earlier, we are having upcoming roads training. We are looking at the last week of February and the first week of March to get that going. We're having some meetings today and tomorrow. We're finalizing details and getting things kind of planned. So please keep your eyes peeled and be on the lookout. We are going to be sending information on how to get connected with training and links to register for webinars. It'll be similar format to this. We'll do roads portal training and be able to answer questions. So be on the lookout. That's coming hopefully the end of this month and into March. So we'll make sure to get you all the info and communications when we have them. So very exciting. It's almost here. Thanks for all being so patient, and we're excited to take the next steps.
Definitely. Thank you, Kelly. Exciting times.
It is.
Something with a Chinese proverb or something, but I can't get to the correct details. But if somebody pops in their head, then let me something about it was kind of like you don't really want that, but it was something like that. Okay, Q&A. As I mentioned at the beginning, there is a recording of this webinar, and it will be under our site on webinars and newsletters, and you'll get all the recording of the last year we used to have out there. Do we still have a year back, or is it only a few, or the last one?
Yeah, we have them. We have them all there.
I have them all.
So,
Excellent.
yep.
Good. So yeah, if you want to reread or review one of the webinars, like, okay, what was she talking about and what was it that they want us to do, just check out the site and find it there in the newsletter. So also, of course, is the future webinar dates, and they will be either called MOTS webinars or Roads webinars, but we are still shooting for every first Wednesday of the month from 9 to 10 for our basic Q&A back and forth webinar. And then the second Wednesday, as we have been doing, the intro to MOTS will be then an intro to roads for the people who are coming new or like a refresher or missed bits and pieces or couldn't make it to certain parts and had to kind of bail out halfway during a training. And we all know how it goes. It is a very important part of our work, but there's also fires to put out. There's crises coming and going. So sometimes you can't make everything. So that's why we always have extra backup, extra sessions, and we try to accommodate as much as we can. So roads training sessions will be announced soon. Definitely, yes. And I'm looking quickly to see if anything, I see everything has been posted in the chat. So the intro to MOTS and the MFA support sessions are all in the chat. So the links are there.
Yeah. And I would just, can I say one thing, Pete?
Sure.
I would just say too, on the intro to MOTS or what will be the intro to roads, even if you have folks at your organization that maybe aren't, necessarily putting the data into the web portal, I've just got feedback because like our EDI providers and other folks go to those, but the first like section of that is really goes over the how, the why, and the what MOTS and this data collection is all about. And so sometimes even like your clinicians or other folks at your organization might and benefit from coming to that, because it really brings insight into like, oh, okay, now it's not like I just have to report to the state. It's like there's this meaning, and Kayla and Mary and the team just have a really stellar way of putting that out. So I would encourage you, if you've got folks like that, to also have them come.
Excellent, excellent. Yes, it's very important to the work that we do, and a lot of people see it as, okay, it's paperwork, it's busy work, it's not really dealing with clients or anything, but it is very important that we keep it up to date, and um, because a lot of the information, documentation, and reporting has some dollar signs attached to it, so we want to make sure that it's all going smooth. Okay, any questions popping up? Any hands raised? I haven't seen anything popping up, so I think we'll keep it short and sweet today. Here is our contact information. The MOT support and roads without support is just roads at odhsoha.oregon.gov. Same for roads. And there's a list of all the people that you can contact, but I'd recommend to submit any questions or issues that you might have to the MOT support or the road support. And because there's always somebody there to check. If you send it to an individual, they might be out on vacation, they might be sick, they might have other things going on at the moment, and it might get lost in a big mountain of emails that we get sometimes. So, but the support um, emails are much better if you put it in there. So, okay, I think that was it. Thank you all very much, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining.
Bye, y'all.